Draymond Green called Kelly Olynyk a dirty player, but Draymond Green's a dirty player. So wouldn't he know?
That's true. I called you a human being. I'm a human being. It's pretty easy to spot another human being. I think that's where the thought process came from.
Yeah, so he had some interesting words to say on the Undefeated podcast. I like your logic, by the way. I'm a human,
it's like the old way when you were younger and someone used to call you an insult and be like, you're an idiot. And you'd be like, takes one to know one. And you
God,
you're
away. So proper in
and
England,
you walked away and you know
Scotland.
that that was a polite way. I'd say that to my cousins so that my parents wouldn't give me.
You guys use words like, I called you a scallywag the other day. So he goes, so he's on the Undefeated podcast and he had this to say, that he has no, in short, he has no respect for Draymond Green, but there's a full quote which we have for you, which I think rolled back to back. So that was crazy. Kelly Oubre got suspended for Kelly Olynyk flopping. That man took a charge on a push. Come on, bro. Kelly Oubre hit Monty McCutcheon harder than that. Then he hit Olynyk, and Kelly Olynyk is a dirty player. You do little stuff dirty, and then you want to take a charge. Oubre ain't hit him that hard, and he shouldn't have been suspended. You already got kicked out of the game. So essentially, he's getting a game-and-a-half suspension for that. Continues to say, he's dirty player. I don't respect guys like that. I know he's not like the greatest basketball player of all time, so maybe he feel like he's got to do that. Just dirty. I don't respect that man. He's dirty. So I don't think there's anything wrong with Draymond Green calling Kelly Olynyk a dirty player because we all have to say that Draymond Green's also a dirty player. I say that because there is an overwhelming amount of evidence. There is more evidence that Draymond Green is a dirty player than there was to convict OJ fucking Simpson. Like, we're talking like the jury's out. The glove does not fit in this situation. Or it does fit? Does fit or doesn't fit, Dan?
It does fit because the glove didn't fit. Jesus. The whole reason is the glove didn't fit. That was.
Because if it doesn't fit, you must have fit.
Right. Thank you.
The glove does fit.
Thank you.
But will it quit anyway?
I have some pictures.
You have to watch some 30.
Kelly Olynyk, though, has one dirty move. It's the pull players' arms out of their socket move.
Yeah, he did that.
He did it to Kevin Love. He didn't just do it to Kevin Love. He did it to Robin Lopez as well, which we have. See, up. See, that's where you've gone wrong. Just give me your arm, Francis. I think you can't just be hooking and pulling. Not okay. Not okay. But this is my favorite thing is like you'll have like guys like Barkley on NBA the team. Like, these guys are soft. They're so soft. Like, look, you can't armbar guys in 1995. You can't armbar guys in 2017. So the overwhelming response was, okay, you're a dirty player. He's a dirty player. What do we do from here?
Yeah, there's nothing you can really say. I get Draymond Green's point. He feels more entitled to call someone else dirty because he can back it up with his stats and the fact that he's playing out of his mind. You can tell, it's like if you're turning around, if Lionel Messi turns around and says someone's a little dirtier, or how would I say it? Let me think. If Ronaldo turns around and says, he's a cocky player. He's so cocky. Ronaldo's cocky as hell, but he backs it up. So he almost feels entitled to say it. So if he calls someone else cocky who's not as good as him, whatever.
We have to separate each case. Look, I wonder what the response would have been if, who's the most loved player in the NBA? Like, according to everybody. Who would you say is up there?
I like Damian Lillard, but I don't know if
Damian Lillard, perfect. Yeah. If Damian Lillard came out and said, Kelly Olynyk, man, that guy's a dirty player, which I don't think he would because he's such a classy guy. But if he were to,
you'd be like, oh.
There'd be the response would be all about how Kelly Olynyk's a dirty player, but Draymond Green says it, and the response is, but Draymond Green, you're a dirty player. Right, so it doesn't mean that Kelly Olynyk isn't. By the way, Draymond Green dropped a triple-double last night in the game 4 against the Jazz. And in general, the Warriors and Cavs haven't lost a basketball game in the playoffs. I would be shocked if the Warriors and Cavs don't make the finals. I still enjoy watching these playoffs.
Oh, I'm thoroughly enjoying watching them, but
don't get me wrong.
It was kind of set in stone, I think, when you after the first round of these playoffs.
Why not give ISO Joe 46 minutes?
We saw how well he played against the Clippers when he was given the opportunity.
He did good, man. He did good.
So, but the Jazz are swept.
The Jazz are swept. It could be Gordon Hayward's last game in a Jazz uniform. I would think it is. I would think Gordon Hayward's also going to be on the. I want to compete in the Western Conference Finals. Want to go to a team that possibly can get me to a championship. I think every player is now thinking along those lines. And it's not just him. Shelvin Mack is a free agent this summer. And you got to look at that team in general, and you have Rudy Gobert, who's dominant and will be only getting better. So it's not like the Jazz have a cloudy future. It's just you got to play against the Warriors. You have to go through the Warriors. You have to go through the Rockets and the Spurs to try to get yourself into contention. So the Warriors really did just jump on them. They led wire to wire 3 of those 4 games. The first team to do that in over 20 postseasons.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like the Warriors were just beating them and it was a good sweep. They only were trailing in, I think, 11 minutes of the entire series.
Yeah.
In the second round, not even against an 8 seed. We're talking against the 5 seed. The second round of the playoffs.
The key to at least competing with Golden State Warriors is you can't allow them to take that leverage from the very first quarter. Like, just far too often. It happened 3 times against the Jazz. Happened twice against the Portland Trailblazers, where they just literally start. It's like it's a marathon, not a sprint. No, for them, it's a sprint that turns into a sprint-long marathon. They just continue to keep that intensity.
Did you see Breaking 2? Any chance you see that trending on Twitter?
No.
No, they did. There was a Nike event. It was set up to be a chance for somebody to break a 2-hour marathon, which has never been done in an official marathon event.
Someone broke it, no?
I think that's 2 hours and 24 seconds was the final time, which just to keep in mind, that's a 4-minute and 35-second mile for 26.2 miles.
That's absolutely bad.
But why I'm making that amusing, first of all, it was fascinating, and they actually did a really good job covering it, and actually Sal Masekela from Vice and of the X Games in the past was there. He's coming in next week, and I'm sure we'll bring that up at some point while you're in Africa. Francis is going to Africa because he hates me.
Yeah.
He said, where could I go where Jason can't find me?
Yeah, that's
Africa.
I announced it on the clip previous. I already used my Uganda pun. There's no other puns involved in this. It was just, I'm going for a special project, and I wish I could tell you more. I really do.
But you'll soon.
But I will be able, yeah, it's not like I'm never going to tell you.
That'd be so fun.
It's just like, oh yeah, it just doesn't happen.
A special project for work.
But you'll never know.
You'll never know. It's only
all you know is that I saved the world at one point, and I'll probably get a medal like 40 years from now, like the Ben Affleck story in Argo.
You should bring a can of Pepsi with you. Just in case.
But I won't be here.
The reason I make that Breaking 2 example is for those guys, their marathon is a sprint. They are sprinting 4-minute, 35-second miles for 2 straight hours to run 26.2 of them. That's what the Warriors do. They gun out the gate. The Rockets do it too. They gun out the gate and they do it from minute 0 to minute 48. And it's more points are more fun than less points. We've always said that defensive teams are not as enjoyable to watch as high-scoring offenses. So at least that the Warriors and Cavs take care of their business. I'm actually showing you literally where they are in the bracket. On the other side, you have 2 series tied at 2 and a very strong chance that it goes to 7 games. So
I hate to
and those 2 teams will lose to their respective conference finals opponents.
I really like Greg Popovich and I love Kawhi Leonard and I want to see him back and I want to see him in the Western Conference Finals. But I just want to see the Rockets versus Golden State Warriors. I feel like it will just be an
How many threes could you take?
Insane.
I could take more. They'll be holding each other's
look how
beers.
fun some of those games are between OKC and the Rockets. Just like end-to-end scoring at times. And if the Rockets can try and contain that early spurt from the Golden State Warriors, I'm not saying they'll win, but they'll at least have a good chance, you know? You think it's going to be 6 games?
6 games, maybe 7 games. Your favorite, the Hold My Beer. They'll be holding each other's kegs. You want to take a 3? Hold my keg. I can
take 25 threes in a game.
Right.
Steph Curry. Hold my keg.
Hold my keg.
Hold my Pepsi.
All right. Comment below, like, favorite, subscribe. You can follow Francis and his wonderful travels at Francis M. Maxwell on both.
Everything.
On everything. He
Apart
is now
from Snapchat.
verified on the Twitter.
Thanks.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the club.
It was a very, very
missed you.
Scary couple of days.
We missed you, but everything's fine.
I did an unverified log day by day. The Starbucks lady gave me my drink and said, not the real Francis Maxwell.